Hi guys, it's Amy and this is Amy by Nature. How y'all doing? Welcome and welcome back to my channel. Happy Thursday guys. It is almost the end of another week and I forgot to mention yesterday I took my jar to Coinstar to get that put in, and I am putting in so much of it into our box challenges video tomorrow, and I've got the leftovers. I've worked it out between the two challenges. I'm putting in so much and the rest is going into today's minis and tinies. So guys, I got £75.54. So I've rounded it up to 76. So 30, now what did I work out? It would be 38 between the two challenges, but I'm putting in 33. No, I'm not. I'm putting in 34 and plus the 15 that I usually do, and I have got the 8 extra in for today's minis and tinies. So we've got 24 in 50s and 25 pences, and we've got 24 in buy back 2s. So we're going to crack on with that, and then we're going to do story time with Amy. So let us get our challenges out. So we have got, the first one is one of mine. Our second one is from It Is Not Too Late, Terry, and it has got some rollover. Our number 3 is from Teacher Mom Budgets. Our number 4 today is Homemaking with Heather, the Countdown Crew Social Club, and it's got some buyback on it. Then our number 5 spot today is from Cat Lady Budgets. This is so cute, and it's got some buyback. Not buyback, rollover. I keep getting that wrong. You know, you'd think by a month of doing this I'll get it right, but clearly not. Number 6 today is from Homemaking with Heather, this gorgeous gazebo scene. And our number 7 is Julie's Pages with some rollover. I'm going to get it right. And then our number 8 spot today is this Christmas in July Plinko, which I'm playing a little differently, from Kimmy's Corner. So we've got our dice, and we've got our 24 in 50s and 25s. So we're going to roll and see how we get on. How are you guys getting on? Number 1 is getting 2. How has your week been? Number 2 is getting 1. Number 3 is getting 6. Number 4 is getting 1. Number 5 is getting 6. I'm back at work now. It's going fine. I'm kind of getting back into the swing. It's like I've never been off. Number 7 is getting 4. And number 8 is getting 1. Just 1. Oh no. Number 1 is getting 5. Number 2 is getting 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Number 3 is getting 3. Number 4 is getting 5. Number 5 is getting 5. Number 6 is getting 2. Number 7 is getting 3, and I've got 3 left, and it's come up a 3, so that is what is going into there. So let's see what we can buy back. Let's get these in order, shall we? Right, so we've got 51, 52, 53, 25. So let's take the 125 and put down a 2. And then this one, number 2, is, there we go, we've got 51, 52, 53, 325 here again. So let's take the 125 and put the 2 down for the buyback. Our number 3 is getting 51, 52, 53, 50, 350. So let us get 4, and that is 2, and then that leaves the 150 for there. And then this one here, if I can pick them all up, that would be helpful. We have got 51, 52, 53, 50, 350 as well. So let's get the 2 for that and pop that down on there. And then this one has got 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 525. So let's go 1, 2, 3. Right, so that's 1, 2. Oh, Amy, right, put the 25 down. And we'll take 1 for that, and then this should be 4. So 51, 52, 53, 54. Yeah, 4. So let's get 2 of these for this one. And we'll put that on there. And then we have got 51, 52, 50, 250. So let's keep a 50. Put down a 2 on here. And then this one, we have got 51, 52, 53, 325. So we need to keep 125 and put the 2 on the pile. And then we have got in here 51, 50. So we don't have enough to condense this one. So let us give this a wee mix around, and we're going to start from number 1 again. So number 1 is getting 1. Number 2 is getting 4. Number 3 is getting 4. Number 4 is getting 1. Number 5 is getting 1. Number 6 is getting 2. Number 7 is getting 4. Number 8 is getting 3. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for number 1. 1 for number 2. 1 for number 3. 3 for number 4. 2 for number 5. 2 for number 6. 3 for number 7. And we've got 1 left, so we'll put that on there. Or will we? Will we keep that one to the side just now and see what we can condense down? See if we can give it a little bit more, shall we? So, first of all, let's start and see what we've got here. We've got 51, 52, 53. So let's get 2 for that one. And I'm just kind of working my way back to some of these to condense these a wee bit. Right, okay, so we have got 51, 52, 53, 54. Is that right? 51, 52, 53, and 4. Yeah, so we've got 4 that we can do on here. So let's put the 2 down on there, and we've got 1 buyback left. So let's see what we've got. We can't condense on that one. 51, 52, 52, 50. So let's take the 2 for there for our last buyback 2 and put that on there. And then we're going to go on to our 8 spot and see what we're going to roll for this. And that's a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And back to the start. Number 1 is getting 6 also. This one's clearing up today. Number 2 is getting 1. Number 3 is getting 3. Number 4, I rolled a 6, but I've only got 5 left, so it's getting, oopsie, it's getting 5. So there we go. So let us see what everything is getting. Let's put this away just like that, kind of neatly. So we've got my one here, and let's get this all in order. So in this one we have got 253, 253, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59. 9 altogether. That is redonkulous. So let us cross off one of these, and this one will have saved us in total. It should be 9. So let's get 1 for this to make it 9. There we go. And we'll put that up there. I'm going to move that out the way because that is our 5 for our story time. And we need a new challenge. So let's just grab another one. Right, that's another one of mine. So we've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we should be able to do that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Oh, it's 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can't count. So that is our 8 completely for this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So that is 8 saved on this one, which means we'll need a new one for Monday's video. So let's just grab the first one out of the pile, and that's St. Nick's Coffee Club from Homemaking with Heather. So that one will start on Monday, and next week is our last week of Christmas in July, guys. So we've got Monday, Tuesday and Thursday next week, and then that will be our last of our Christmas in July. It has gone so quick, hasn't it? Yeah, it's gone so quick. So we've got 2, 53, 54, 55, 525. We needed 3 to finish this off, and that'll be a total of 8 that we're saving with this one also. So let's get 3 for this, and that is our 8 for It Is Not Too Late. And we need another one, so let's grab another one. Let's do another It Is Not Too Late, and we have got 51, 52. So we can do 2 of these, and then we have got 25 in rollover for Monday. So that's awesome. And then next we have got Teacher Mum budgets, and in here we have got, let me just make sure these are all, yeah, that's okay. So we've got 2, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 725. These are £50 each. So we've got 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56. So that's 6 going in here. 3, 4, 5 and 6. So in here we will have saved 10, which is awesome. That is amazing. So let us put in our 10 for there, and we need a new challenge for this, and let's go into our minis. And we've got this candy cane one from Ashley Monet on Ko-Fi, and we've got 51.25, so we're going to do these at 50 each. So let us just colour in 2 of these candy canes. Excuse me, I've got a little bit of a tickle there. And we'll put 25 as rollover. For Monday. And then we have got this one from Heather at Homemaking with Heather. This one got a lot today by the looks of it. 2, 53, 54, 55, 50, 6, 50, 6, 75. We needed 2 to complete this one for a 4. So there is our 4 for this one. That one is now complete. And I've got a lot more minis than I do tinies, so I don't know, do I do minis? Do I do more of the minis? What do I do? Right, we'll just take a tiny just now, and I think we'll use minis for the next ones if we finish any, because we've got a lot more minis. But I'll use them anyway. But so this one is from Homemaking with Heather, and we've got 51, 52, 53, which completes this one. Oh, and the pink goes so nicely with that. It works in beautifully. So there is our 3 for that, and we still have got 150. So I think we will take a mini because we've got a lot of these. So here is one from Always Angela XOXO, and we've got 150, so we can go 51.50. Snow Much Love. It's a karami. It's gorgeous. I love this karami. You see it everywhere at the moment, and it's so cute. Next we have got our Plinko Christmas in July from Kimmy's Corner, and we have got in here 2, 50, 3, 50, 4, 50, 2, 50, 3, 54, 55, 55, 50. So we can do one of these for 250, 5, and then a 1 for 50. So that's 550 going in there. So we now have in here 20, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. 36 in our Christmas in July Plinko. This is massive for a mini and tiny. So it's a really good saving. And then we have got Julie's Pages. We have got 6 going in here. We only needed 1 to finish this one for 5. So, oh, I'm going to have to make a change. Right, so there's our change. So we've got 5 going into our tiny from Julie's pages, and we're going to get another challenge, and I think I'll go just kind of pull one at random. Here's one from Budgeting with Lysandra. So we've got 5, so we can go 51, 52, 53, 54, 55 in here. So that's awesome. And then we have got Homemaking with Heather, 2, 53, 50, 375. So we've got 51, 52, 53. And that one is complete. So let's get that. So in here we now have 5, 7, 9 and 10 for this one, which is amazing. And we'll need a new challenge. Oh, this one here. This is from Kimmy's Corner. Oh, I've just knocked something off my desk. It's okay, don't worry about it. So we can do these at 50p each, these snowmen. So we can do 1, and we can put 25 in as rollover. There's no rhyme or reason to which challenges I'm picking. I'm literally picking at random. So, wow, this one got a lot as well. So this one is from Cat Lady Budgets, and this one got 2, 4, 650. 650, oh my goodness. 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 50. My goodness. That was awesome. And then, so in here, we now have, what am I doing? Oh dear lordy. There we go. We've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10 so far. So this one's going to be a good saving. So there we go, guys. That is our tinies and minis. We've completed quite a lot today. We've got quite a lot saved. And we're going to go on to our story time with Amy. So let me grab that up. And let me get the, what have I done with the, here we go. We've got the, oh no, we've got the 5 for our story time with Amy. So pop that in just now so we know where it's going. I've missed you guys. We'll get playing you again soon. So we're putting 5 in here. So we've got 20, 40, 45, 50, 55 altogether in our story time with Amy. And I'm going to have to make up new sheets soon. It goes by so quick. So here we go. If we can see that, I'm going to get this next one coloured in with the Cheshire Cat and Alice. The Mad Hatter's in the background. So we're going to colour this in and I'll be right back with you. Chapter 6, Pig and Pepper. For a minute or two she stood looking at the house and wondering what to do next when suddenly a footman in livery came running out of the wood. She considered him to be a footman because he was in livery. Otherwise, judging by his face only, she would have called him a fish, and rapped loudly at the door with his knuckles. It was opened by another footman in livery, with a round face and large eyes like a frog, and both footmen, Alice noticed, had powdered hair that curled all over their heads. She felt very curious to know what it was all about, and crept a little way out of the wood to listen. The fish footman began by producing from under his arm a great letter, nearly as large as himself, and this he handed over to the other, saying in a solemn tone, "For the Duchess, an invitation from the Queen to play croquet." The frog footman repeated in the same solemn tone, only changing the order of the words a little, "From the Queen, an invitation for the Duchess to play croquet." Then they both bowed low, and their curls got entangled together. Alice laughed so much at this that she had to run back into the woods for fear of their hearing her, and when she next peeped out, the fish footman was gone, and the other was sitting on the ground near the door, staring stupidly up into the sky. Alice went timidly up to the door and knocked. "There's no sort of use in knocking," said the footman, "and that's for 2 reasons. First, because I'm on the same side of the door as you, and secondly, because they're making such a noise inside, no one could possibly hear you." And certainly there was a most extraordinary noise going on within, a constant howling and sneezing, and every now and again a great crash, as if a dish or a kettle had been broken to pieces. "Please, then," said Alice, "how am I to get in?" "There might be some sense in your knocking," said the footman, without attending to her, "if we had the door between us. For instance, if you were inside, you might knock, and I could let you out, you know." He was looking up into the sky all the time he was speaking, and this Alice thought decidedly uncivil. "But perhaps he can't help it," she said to herself. "His eyes are so very nearly at the top of his head, but at any rate he might answer questions. How am I to get in?" she repeated aloud. "I shall sit here," said the footman remarked, "till tomorrow." At this moment the door of the house opened, and a large plate came skimming out, straight at the footman's head. It just grazed his nose and broke to pieces against one of the trees behind him. "Or the next day, maybe," the footman continued in the same tone, exactly as if nothing had happened. "How am I to get in?" Alice asked again in a louder tone. "Are you to get in at all?" said the footman. "That's the first question, you know." It was, no doubt, only Alice did not like to be told so. "It's really dreadful," she muttered to herself, "the way that all the creatures argue. It's enough to drive one crazy." The footman seemed to think this a good opportunity for repeating his remark with variations. "I shall sit here," he said, "on and off, for days and days." "But what am I to do?" said Alice. "Anything you like," said the footman, and began whistling. "Oh, there's no use in talking to him," said Alice desperately. He's perfectly idiotic." And she opened the door and went in. The door led right into a large kitchen, which was full of smoke from one end to the other. The Duchess was sitting on a 3-legged stool in the middle, nursing a baby. The cook was leaning over the fire, stirring a large cauldron which seemed to be full of soup. "There's certainly too much pepper in that soup," Alice said to herself, as well as she could for sneezing. There was certainly too much of it in the air. Even the Duchess sneezed occasionally, and as for the baby, it was sneezing and howling alternately, without a moment's pause. The only 2 creatures in the kitchen that did not sneeze were the cook and a large cat, which was lying on the hearth and grinning from ear to ear. "Please, would you tell me," said Alice a little timidly, for she was not quite sure whether it was good manners for her to speak first, "why your cat grins like that?" "It's a Cheshire cat," said the Duchess, "and that's why." "Pig!" She said the last word with such sudden violence that Alice quite jumped, but she saw in another moment that it was addressed to the baby and not to her, so she took courage and went on again. "I didn't know that Cheshire cats always grinned. In fact, I didn't know that cats could grin." "They all can," said the Duchess, "and most of them do." "I don't know any that do," Alice said very politely, feeling quite pleased to have got into a conversation. "You don't know much," said the Duchess, "and that's a fact." Alice did not like at all the tone of this remark, and thought it would be as well to introduce some other subject of conversation. While she was trying to fix on one, the cook took the cauldron of soup off the fire and at once set to work throwing everything within her reach at the Duchess and the baby. The fire irons came first, then followed a shower of saucepans, plates, and dishes. The Duchess took no notice of them, even when they hit her, and the baby was howling so much already that it was quite impossible to say whether the blows hurt it or not. "Oh, please mind what you're doing," cried Alice, jumping up and down in an agony of terror. "Oh, there goes its precious nose!" As an unusually large saucepan flew close by it and very nearly carried it off. "If everybody minded their own business," said the Duchess in a hoarse growl, "the world would go round a deal faster than it does." "Which would not be an advantage," said Alice, who felt very glad to get an opportunity of showing off a little of her knowledge. "Just think what work it would make with the day and night. You see, the earth takes 24 hours to turn on its axis." "Talking of axes," said the Duchess, "chop off her head." Alice glanced rather anxiously at the cook to see if she meant to take the hint, but the cook was busily stirring the soup and seemed not to be listening, so she went on again. 24 hours, I think. Or is it 12? Oh, don't bother me," said the Duchess. "I could never abide figures." And with that she began nursing her child again, singing a sort of lullaby to it as she did so, and giving it a violent shake at the end of every line. "Speak roughly to your little boy, and beat him when he sneezes. He only does it to annoy, because he knows it teases." Chorus, in which the cook and baby joined. Wow, wow, wow. While the Duchess sang the second verse of the song, she kept tossing the baby violently up and down, and the poor little thing howled so that Alice could hardly hear the words. "I speak severely to my boy. I beat him when he sneezes, for he can thoroughly enjoy the pepper when he pleases." Chorus. Wow, wow, wow. "Here, you may nurse it a bit if you like," the Duchess said to Alice, flinging the baby at her as she spoke. "I must go and get ready to play croquet with the Queen." And she hurried off out of the room. The cook threw a frying pan after her as she went, but it just missed her. Alice caught the baby with some difficulty, as it was a queer-shaped little creature, and held out its arms and legs in all directions. Just like a starfish, thought Alice. The poor little thing was snorting like a steam engine when she caught it, and kept doubling itself up and straightening itself out again, so that altogether, for the first minute or two, it was as much as she could do to hold it. As soon as she had made out the proper way of nursing it, which was to twist it up into a sort of knot, and then keep a tight hold of its right ear and left foot, so as to prevent it from undoing itself, she carried it out into the open air. "If I don't take this child away with me," thought Alice, "they're sure to kill it in a day or two. Wouldn't it be murder to leave it behind?" She said the last words out loud, and then the little thing grunted in reply. It had left off sneezing by this time. "Don't grunt," said Alice. "That's not at all a proper way of expressing yourself." The baby grunted again, and Alice looked very anxiously into its face to see what the matter was. There could be no doubt that it had a very turn-up nose, which much more like a snout than a real nose. Also, its eyes were getting extremely small for a baby. Altogether, Alice did not like the look of the thing at all. But perhaps it was only sobbing, she thought, and looked into its eyes again to see if there were any tears. No, there were no tears. "If you're going to turn into a pig, my dear," said Alice seriously, "I'll have nothing more to do with you. Mind now." The poor little thing sobbed again, or grunted, as it was impossible to say which, and they went on for some while in silence. Alice was just beginning to think to herself, "Now what am I to do with this creature when I get it home?" when it grunted again so violently that she looked down into its face in some alarm. This time there could be no mistake about it. It was neither more nor less than a pig, and she felt that it would be quite absurd for her to carry it any further. So she set the little creature down and felt quite relieved to see it trot away quietly into the wood. If it had grown up, she said to herself, it would have made a dreadfully ugly child. But it makes rather a handsome pig, I think. And she began thinking over other children she knew who might do very well as pigs, and was just saying to herself, if one only knew the right way to change them, when she was a little startled by seeing the Cheshire Cat sitting on the bough of a tree a few yards off. The cat only grinned when it saw Alice. It looked good-natured, she thought. Still, it had very long claws and a great many teeth, so she felt it ought to be treated with respect. Cheshire Push, she began, rather timidly, as she did not know at all whether it would like the name. However, it only grinned a little wider. Come, it's pleased so far, thought Alice, and she went on, would you tell me, please, which way I ought to go from here? That depends on a good deal on where you want to get to, said the cat. I don't much care where, said Alice. Then it doesn't matter which way you go, said the cat. So long as I get somewhere, Alice added as an explanation. Oh, you're sure to do that, said the cat, if only you walk along enough. Alice felt that this could not be denied, so she tried another question. What sort of people live about here? In that direction, said the cat, waving its right paw round, lives a hatter, and in that direction, waving the other paw, lives a March hare. Visit either you like, they're both mad. But I don't want to go among mad people, Alice remarked. Oh, you can't help that, said the cat. We're all mad here. I'm mad, you're mad. How do you know I'm mad? Said Alice. You must be, said the cat, or you wouldn't have come here. Alice didn't think that it proved it at all. However, she went on, and how do you know that you're mad? To begin with, said the cat, a dog's not mad. You grant that? I suppose so, said Alice. Well then, the cat went on, you see a dog growls when it's angry and wags its tail when it's pleased. Now I growl when I'm pleased and wag my tail when I'm angry. Therefore, I'm mad. I call it purring, not growling, said Alice. Call it what you like, said the cat. Do you play croquet with the Queen today? I should like it very much, said Alice, but I haven't been invited yet. You'll see me there, said the cat, and vanished. Alice was not much surprised at this. She was getting well used to queer things happening. While she was still looking at the place where it had been, it suddenly appeared again. By the by, what became of the baby? Said the cat. I'd nearly forgotten to ask. It turned into a pig, Alice answered very quietly, just as if the cat had come back in a natural way. I thought it would, said the cat, and vanished again. Alice waited a little, half expecting to see it again, but it did not appear, and after a minute or two she walked in in the direction of the mad March hare. I've seen hatters before, she said to herself. The March hare will be much the most interesting, and perhaps, as this is May, it won't be raving mad, at least not so mad as it was in March. As she said this, she looked up, and there was the cat again, sitting on the branch of a tree. Did you say pig or fig? Said the cat. I said pig, replied Alice, and I wish you wouldn't keep appearing and vanishing so suddenly. You make one quite giddy. All right, said the cat, and this time it vanished quite slowly, beginning with the end of its tail and ending with the grin, which remained some time after the rest of it had gone. Well, I've often seen a cat without a grin, thought Alice, but a grin without a cat? It's the most curious thing I've ever saw in all my life. She had not gone much further before she came in sight of the house of the March hare. She thought it must be the right house because the chimneys were shaped like ears and the roof was thatched with fur. It was so large a house that she did not like to go nearer till she had nibbled on some of the left-hand bit of mushroom and raised herself
to about 2 foot high. Even when she walked up towards it rather timidly, saying to herself, "Suppose it should be raving mad after all. I almost wish I'd gone to see the Hatter instead."
Okay guys, that is our picture coloured and our next chapter of our story time done. Thank you all so much for coming along today and spending some time with me. Please like, comment, subscribe and share. Until I see you again guys, take care. Bye.